Good morning. I got a weird question for you this morning. Do you have social worker syndrome? In other words, are you in a position where you are very comfortable with giving of yourself, with taking anything of yourself, it costing you your life and your passions, and you lose interest in your work, and you run out of gas, and you end up burning out, and yet you really have a difficult time receiving? Are you one of those people? Or maybe you're on the other end. Maybe you are very good at receiving and you're not very good at giving. I don't believe that's who you are. I believe you're probably closer to the former, because I don't attract people to me very much of the time that are simply takers and not givers. Having said that, when you're on either side, that's unhealthy. And neither is better than the other. Both are really, really unhealthy. And I give you a metaphor, a simple metaphor that I often give to my clients that kind of makes sense of this for me. And that is that a body of water is healthiest when there's inflow and outflow. So if there's only inflow, if water's coming into, bringing all these minerals and good things with it, coming into a lake, but then it doesn't go anywhere else, do you know what happens? It becomes the Dead Sea. If you know anything about the Dead Sea, it's in a very low place on the planet, in Israel. And water comes in with minerals. And these minerals start to build up because there's no water going out other than evaporating. And so there's so much mineral content. The water is so dense that you can float on the water. And when I was in the Dead Sea, I went to Egypt and Israel when I was younger. And when I went into the Dead Sea, I was walking out, and all of a sudden my feet just came up when the water was about to my waist or so. And I couldn't stay under the water. It was difficult. I had to work to stay under the water. There are so many minerals, and it's been fed by mineral content for so long that it's become dead. It's useless. If you only receive and you never give, you become useless to society. Nothing will grow around you. You'll be dead to others, okay? On the other hand, I've been hiking in the mountains, and sometimes I'll run across a lake that for some reason there's been a fish or something somewhere fairly high up. There's been something that's changed in the landscape, and there's outflow, and a lake will flow out fairly quickly. But because it's not being replenished, it also dies. It's completely dry, and there's nothing that can live in that either. In both situations, there's no life long term. Short term, it can seem like really good. It can seem like a really good situation, and that you're gaining from other people, or you're giving to other people. But long term, you need some kind of balance. And I actually don't even like that word balance, but I like it for this situation. You need to receive from people, and you need to give to people constantly, both ways. Now, it's okay if there are times in your life where you're receiving a little bit more, and there are times in life where it's okay to be giving a little bit more than you receive. But know that you need to have both. You need to have both. I'm curious about what you'll do with this today. Ask yourself today, who am I connecting with? And actually, I'm going to make this for this week. Think about it today, but think about it for the next week. Ask yourself, over the next 7 days, who am I investing in? Who am I giving to? And in the next 7 days, who is investing in me where I can just receive? And I don't have a lot to offer them. It's not going back. It's simply coming my way. And then thirdly, who are people kind of on my level that we can kind of connect and encourage each other and connect because we understand each other on some level. We need all three groups actually in our lives. And if you are finding that there's a lack in any one of those areas over the next week, then you need to ask yourself, wait a second, is this normal? Is this a normal week? Maybe it's Christmas, okay? Maybe you're giving to a lot of other people right now. That's okay. But if you look at the next week and you're really strong in one area and weak in the other two, then ask yourself for the next month or the next 6 months. If that's the case, if that's a pattern for you, you need to change it. If you are giving a lot to others, which I guess is probably your go-to if you're here, then what you probably need in life, and this is going to be a challenge to you, is I want you to have people invest in you. I want you to put people in your life that invest in you. If you've got families or family or friends, that's fantastic. But often, if we've got this pattern, it's more of a systemic issue. It's a little bit longer lasting. So what I'd encourage you to do is, even if you have to pay somebody to invest in you, that might be a therapist, that might be a coach, that might be a mentor of some kind. It can be whatever. But even if you have to pay, and it'll cost you some time and energy to get that person to invest in you, do that. That will completely change your life. And here's a secret. Some people go, well, but I'm giving. I don't, if I receive, then I'm not giving as much. Actually, what will happen is that as you receive, you'll be able to give far more because you will be healthier. You'll be a healthier body of water. You'll have the right mineral content to give life to others. If you're drinking water right now, which I encourage people to do, generally speaking, if you're drinking water right now, you want the right mineral content. Too much, and it sucks water out of you. Too little, and again, it actually causes grief in your body. It doesn't do a lot for you because it doesn't have a lot of nutrient value. Even with water, it's good to have the right mineral value. Think about this a little bit. Ask yourself what your week looks like over the next 7 days. Who are you investing in? Who's investing in you? If something's out of balance, get a little bit better for next week, for next month. You don't have to change your entire life right now, but start working on this a little bit. And you know what? Enjoy your day.